righty, the time is 6:34 p.m. and we are officially calling to order the City of Inkster Planning Commission Meeting. Roll call, please.
Mayor Nolan,
Present.
Commissioner Williams, Chisholm,
Present.
Commissioner T. Williams. You don't know if she's coming. Commissioner Willis,
Present.
Commissioner McDaniel, Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Hall, Commissioner Hayes Bradford.
All is excused.
Okay.
He's in New York.
And myself, Commissioner Williams. I think we have a quorum, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the agenda?
Yes.
If so, the floor is open for a motion to adopt the agenda.
Report.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. We're down to item number 3, adoption of minutes. Adoption of December 4th, 2025 meeting minutes. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the meeting minutes?
Yes.
All righty. Are there any corrections?
No, not that I can say. Not that I saw.
Okay. Hearing none, the floor is open for a motion to adopt the minutes for December 4th, 2025.
So moved. Report.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We're down to item number 4, introduction. Meet India Hunt, Michigan Healthy Climate Fellow, who will be working with the City of Inkster. I presume you're Ms. Hunt?
Yes, I'm Ms. Hunt.
All right, please approach the podium.
This is exciting.
Guess we should probably all introduce ourselves. Huh?
Sure.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is India Hunt. Am I supposed to talk in here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi everyone. My name is India Hunt. I didn't write nothing, but just what I want to talk about. My name is India Hunt. I work for the Michigan Climate Fellow, CEDM, and I will be working on sustainability needs here for the city of Inkster, and I'm working on 5 buildings. The first building that I'm working on is the recreation center. I will also be working on City Hall, the fire department, which is a potential new construction, and then the Inkster Police Department / Justice Center. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Email me. My email is ihunt@cityofInkster.com.
All righty. So we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves to you.
Okay.
You probably don't know everybody. And let's start with down here with the ladies first. Or actually, you already know Mr. Dowdell. Okay. Let's start with the lady commissioners.
Commissioner Cheryl Hayes Bradford.
Commissioner Norma McDaniel. Commissioner Williams.
Commissioner Stephen Chisholm. I'm the chairperson and also the mayor pro tem for the city of Inkster.
Commissioner Mayor.
Commissioner Willis.
Okay.
And then we have 3 more. Tanya Williams is not with us at this moment. Tavan Hall and Darryl Davis.
Okay.
So do you guys, ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions?
I do.
Go right ahead.
What will you be doing in the buildings?
So sustainability needs. So for example, EV stations, upgrades, like the recreation center, which I was telling the mayor earlier, has a lot of issues. Like they have issues with the plumbing, hard water. They also have issues with the lighting outside, not being able to see outside, safety concerns, some stuff like that. Also, the HVAC system, air purifiers, lighting needs. It's a lot of stuff that need to be done over there. So working on that first and just making sure everything is sustainable and energy efficient. That's my goal, to make sure that we can reduce the cost on our bills over there. Further, just also making sure that the people in the building understand what's going on and that they're able to upkeep the changes that I make. So if I make a big change, that they're aware of it and that they're able to follow through when I do leave after my term.
So you're actually,
A sustainability manager. That's what I specialize in.
so you're actually repairing things.
Yes, ma'am.
Not just identifying.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Very good. So where's the funding coming from?
It's a mixture of a whole bunch. So we got a grant from CEDM, which is Eagle and CEDM together, and then Wayne County. It's like a spreadsheet of grants that they put together for me to maintain.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
How were the buildings identified? I know the rec is probably an obvious one, but the other ones like fire, police.
Well, honestly, Sade is the one who identified the buildings that she wanted me to work on. So before I came here, they already had an addendum or things that they wanted me to work on, and then I just came in, filled in whatever it is that they needed to fulfill.
I heard you mention, a new building for the fire department. Did I hear that?
Potentially, or working on extending it and working on what we already got.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So, what are your certifications, like OSHA and all, are you certified OSHA and all that kind of stuff like?
So I attended, I guess I didn't introduce my background because I don't really like to be braggadocious, but I attended Michigan State University with a Master's of Science.
Okay.
Yeah, there you
Great.
go.
We're all along.
Go blue.
Yeah, go blue.
I'm trying to keep my position.
I understand. Yeah, so I went to MSU to earn my Master's of Science in Urban Forestry. I then went on to work for the Feds, and I was a Urban Connections Coordinator and a PA, which is a program assistant. And basically, I managed the grants around there and gave funding to people to bridge the gap between minorities and urban forestry, sustainability, things of that nature. So now I'm here. I also work for the city of Detroit for a brief moment as well. So I have a lot of experience in specific urban forestry, stormwater mitigation, and sustainability now that I'm learning about this new stuff. But I know about contracting, things of that nature, and just working for the feds. I have a lot of experience in that. So,
Well, welcome.
Very good.
How did Inkster get chosen?
um,
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but MEDC or the Michigan Economic Development Corporation sends things our way, and CDAM Fellow was one of those opportunities that we applied for, and then we were selected.
Very good.
also too, I was looking for different sustainability programs because I originally wanted to work for the city of Detroit because that's where I'm from. But they didn't have any positions open. So I actually looked at the city of Inkster to see if you guys had a sustainability program. And then later found out that you didn't. I wanted to create one and then see them fell into my lap. So it was just
Great.
Stars align.
Tell them how long you're gonna be with the city.
okay, so yes, I'm gonna be here for a short term of 11 months. So that means I have to get straight to business with getting things prepared and getting the contractors to come out and fix everything and making sure that we have the right contractors, people that are reliable and do what they need to do.
Good.
Wonderful.
Question for you. You had mentioned EV. Were you talking about the charger stations?
Yes.
Because that was an interest of mine in the past. We had someone who was going to sponsor one, but then something fell through. He got sick and it didn't happen. What location would you deem most appropriate if we were to get one installed?
So y'all didn't.
Sorry about that.
It happens to everybody.
Okay, so my goal for the EV stations is for them to be at the recreation center.
Mhm.
I would just talk to Sade and I was going to talk to the mayor about that. But I want to get two on by the flower beds to the, I guess if you standing right here in front of the building, so to the right
Yep.
is where the big trash can is right now. They moved that from the other side. I just want to get two to start off and see. I think it's going to attract more people to the recreation center
Absolutely.
and get things more going. Yeah.
No, I'm excited about that. I don't have one personally, but I know I do have peers that do. And when they're coming from a nice distance away, like, oh, can I park my car at your house and ride with you because I don't have anywhere to charge, or they don't want to go all the way to Allen Park up on the hill to to charge right there. So that would be very convenient. As one of the initiatives to have right here in the community.
Yeah, and then I just also too, I would like for you guys to give me anything that y'all think that needs to be upgraded in these centers as well. Like any suggestions. I'm taking suggestions for people at the recreation center. I would also like to take suggestions from you all as well. One thing that I just really want to focus on is community building and making sure that we benefit something from fixing these buildings. So making sure that everybody get a use out of them. So something that Mayor, I haven't talked to you yet because you haven't met with me, but
She throwing shade already. Look.
He deserves it.
that's in the recreation center, and they were just telling me about how they do a lot for the recreation center because they're there and all of this stuff. So I've just been asking them about their opinion, what they think needs to be done in recreation center, what's their issues in the summertime, because the summertime, that's where all the kids come in, and making sure that we all are aligned with the goals and the things that need to be done so we can get the job done. Everything turn out to be what it needs to be.
Ooh, well, Thank you again. Welcome aboard.
Yes, welcome.
We look forward to working with you. The mayor's office will be throwing a lot at you, so get ready to juggle.
I'm excited. I'm here to collaborate with y'all. With the pressure, work with the feds, so y'all probably know that was pretty good. Any more questions?
And at this time.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
No, yeah.
That's fine. When we get down to comments from the public, feel free to approach it. We are down to item 5, zoning ordinance update. Discussion with consultant AC Williams of A Media for the updating of the Inkster zoning ordinance.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I don't know if everyone got this. I know the Mayor was gonna probably pass that to Commissioner Willis, and that's totally fine. I'm gonna use this cover sheet as a way to kind of highlight the comprehensive approach to updating our zoning ordinance. Just for stating for the people who may be watching on Zoom and for everyone here as a friendly reminder, main reason why we're updating the zoning ordinance is because we needed to. Ours was a little out of date. And it was also a requirement to become a redevelopment ready community. And this is the last thing on our to-do list. And before we hopefully become certified. So I'm excited by that. There are 8 articles in this cover sheet. You will see them all listed on your left. And I will just kind of go over between what are the main updates between the old version and what's coming and why it's changing. So general provisions, this is the standardized code setup and the purpose statements. I reorganized it. This is how the code works, and hopefully makes it easier to navigate. The entire code itself has been updated as far as formatting, to hopefully make it easier to flow. And then of course, wherever we put it, whether it be online or physical copy, we want it also easy to find, right?
Yeah.
So Article 2, definitions and measurements. The basic definitions and measurement rule, there was a conventional approach with our older version. The newer ones, so Article 2 is separated into definitions and the rules of measurement. I made sure that the definitions were early in the code because quite frankly, that's what a lot of people want to look at and they want to see. And they're referring to see how our city defines things like basement or setback or what's another one? Marijuana facility, right? Adult entertainment. And our old ordinance we had a lot of definitions for kind of the same types of thing. So I consolidated those into like adult regulated use, because we had a time in Inkster, and there's no judgment, but we had the adult novelty store and the adult bookstore and the adult
got the adult novelty store.
right. But I'm saying we listed it all out, right? So we kind of consolidated those to make it a little bit easier to shorten it and to add others that were a little bit more relevant to what we need now, including green infrastructure that wasn't previously defined. So hopefully we're reducing confusion. And with the rules of measurement, this is that section that breaks down height, frontage, building placement, especially because we're trying to do some gentle infill and add structures that we currently didn't define before or allowed for, like accessory dwelling units. So we have to define those. And then the rules of measurement tell you what's allowed and where, how many per lot, right? In rules of measurement, we also have standards for building placement because we are working with older established neighborhoods. And of course, we have some parcels that can be built on, but we don't want it to be where someone could just place it 25, 30 feet back when maybe the majority of the established neighborhood is about 5 to 10 feet back. So giving people that guidance so that even when we're doing some new construction, it still kind of looks like it was a part of the neighborhood all along. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay. Going to districts and zoning map in Article 3. And so we've updated the zoning map. If you want to go to page, I believe it's on page 50. It kind of gives you a look at what the updated zoning map looks like. There.
Okay.
And so this was of course informed by the master plan and has the updated zoning districts based on that plan. So, you know, we had the master plan and I've been trying my best to use it because that was the whole point. So you have your residential neighborhoods, your mixed residential, your neighborhood mixed use. So we have your low density to medium to high density neighborhoods, and then those mixed use neighborhoods where we can do retail and living. And then if the building is mixed, maybe that office or retail space would be at the bottom where the living will be at the top. And being intentional about that, you have your research and technology and manufacturing, which has been rezoned to be low density. So not your high intensity industrial. Because that's just, we're little and that's just not the future or goals that we're trying to achieve in terms of where we see our city going, right? And then your park open space, education and semi-public, and then you have your PUD or your plan unit development overlays and your anti-displacement overlays. So the anti-displacement was chosen by two main criteria, not only, but mainly for those low income who meet a certain, you know, poverty threshold, and then those neighborhoods that were adjacent or close to your industrial. Okay, and then of course there's a whole section about the anti-displacement in the plan unit development in the ordinance for review. Article 4, so use regulations. That's where you'll also find your consolidated use table and where can go, what can go where, right? And so we had a lot of SLUs in our older ordinance. And hopefully this new approach is not necessarily more about listing out every single thing we want, but being intentional about what we do want and taking maybe some of the extra out. And so that way we don't have as many special land uses. But so saying we want these things, making that right clear, and then all those other things like the adult regulated use stuff. Kind
keep
of
going
taking
back to
those
that?
out. Well, you know, for being honest, the community has been very clear about how they feel about that. So I am saying that I addressed it. So can't nobody say I didn't. Article 5, site and building standards. So the older version, general development standards exist, but were less integrated with district character goals. Hopefully the new version is more clear about the objective design and site standards. And, you know, when it comes to frontage, transparency, parking location, landscaping, lighting, to improve predictability, walkability, and neighborhood compatibility. So as I mentioned earlier, you know, when it comes to these new buildings that we may introduce or build, having more specific standards about where parking can go, where they can be on the side or the back of the building, for example. The landscaping buffers, especially when it comes to those neighborhoods that are close to industrial districts, you know, having those types of lighting and safety requirements. And because one of our main objectives as a city is, especially when we're introducing or trying to encourage redevelopment, is having a more walkable town. Right, so that's Article 5. Article 6, development procedures. So hopefully we have a clearer process for who can review what when between the different bodies, including the planning commission. And it's been broken up into different tiers. Part of the guidance that was provided by RRC was that some of those site plans that may not necessarily need to be voted on, those smaller projects
Mhm.
can just be administrative,
Mhm.
right? So planning community development based on certain criteria can handle it and not need to make everything come through planning commission and city council.
Mhm.
But there are certain triggers that say no matter what, you have to come before planning commission and city council. And some of those triggers include, but are not limited to, plan unit developments, because those are very big
That's what I was
site,
just gonna say.
right? So, for example, some of our priority sites include Old Inkster High, right? That's a lot of land. That's an example, and it is within the PUD, overlay, and so that will be an example of something that will require to come before Planning Commission and City Council. It wouldn't just be an administrative review and then they could sign off on it. That would be an example, and so smaller projects, but once it exceeds certain triggers, it would have to go before the planning body and then the ZBA too, depending on the variance requests. Okay. Article 7 is your administration and enforcement. So, hopefully beefing up or providing a little bit more teeth when it comes to those roles, decisions, and enforcement steps. Hopefully improving consistency, fairness, and transparency in how the ordinance is applied, who's responsible, and who can do what and when, and what will be the penalty if they don't follow it, right?
Mhm.
Especially when it comes to nuisance abatement and some of the blight that I know we all want to see gone,
Right.
right? So, if it's a vacant property, commercial or otherwise, these are the standards that you have to, adhere to. Otherwise, there could be penalties. And then, of course, it also refers to the other part of the zoning, chapter 156, which is where a lot of our code enforcement stuff lives too.
Mhm.
Any questions so far before I finish off with Article 8?
No, ma'am.
And then Article 8 is your nonconformities. So these are your nonconforming lot uses, signs addressed. Hopefully it's more organized compared to the previous version. What can remain, what can be changed, when compliance is required, and hopefully reduce uncertainty for property owners while keeping community standards. And that is my summary.
Very good.
All right. Thank you for that. Commissioners, any questions, comments, concerns?
Now it's a 147-page document, so I know it's a lot. But if you guys feel okay about it, then we can refer it to city council. Move forward.
Excellent job. That's my comment.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I didn't go through it all because you guys have gotten a lot of updates from me so far. So I think hopefully so far you guys feel you've gotten all comfortable. Perfect.
Yeah.
Will we need a formal vote to refer this to city council?
I don't think so. I think this was just to make sure that you guys had the latest. I don't think we need a formal vote.
The city council got to do the first and second reading, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But following this, Derek's gonna put it out because we do have to, I'm sorry. Put it out for public announcement for at least 15 days before city council can do their first and second reading. So, based on city council's next meeting, it won't be out long enough in time for that. So then the first reading won't happen until their second meeting in March.
And then how will this be published?
It has to at least be from, oh, you said how?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said how long, yeah, in newspaper. And yep,
The whole document or just?
well, you can also find it online. I believe we're gonna
Put it
make the link online too, yes.
It'll be like always a notice in the window here at City Hall, and then whoever requests a copy can get one.
Yes.
Do we have to recommend?
I don't think we do.
We don't.
I think we just have to make sure it gets published, gets the, public notice, and it is, like I said, is at least out for at least 15 days. But
We can still recommend just to be
we
on
can
the
still
safe side.
recommend if you're on the safe side. Let's go for it.
Alrighty, so if all minds are satisfied, do you all want to take a vote here or you want to take it under new business?
So, the last comment, there's also, green infrastructure things in here as required by our C two, so that falls in line with our CDM fellow. And there are EV standards in here. Okay, go ahead. How do you wanna do it? Sure. Oh, it's all throughout, but if you wanna start with Article 4 and then go to Article 5, it will, extend what the requirements around EV are. Including parking, access, and circulation standards, so those will be your main ones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, if no other questions or discussion or anything, let's take the vote now. The floor is open for a motion to recommend the updated Inkster zoning ordinance to city council.
So move.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? Hear none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. This document is now formally recommended to the Inkster City Council. We're down to item number 6. First hearing of the public for items not scheduled for a public hearing, but on the agenda. At this point, it would just be election of officers. So if there is anyone from the general public who wishes to speak to the agenda items, feel free to approach the podium, state your name for the record, and address this body. Alrighty. Hearing and seeing no movement, we're down to item number 7, public hearing. We have no public hearings. Moves us right along to item number 8, unfinished business, which we have none. And now we're down to item number 9, new business, election of officers. Fun stuff. The next item on the agenda is the election of officers for the term of 1 year. The office is to be filled are chairperson, vice chairperson, and recorded secretary. If there are no objections, we will proceed with the election in the following order: chairperson, vice chairperson, and recorded secretary.
The person that you nominate have to be here?
No, but I guess they need to accept.
They need to accept.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, we don't want to set that precedent. They've tried that before with a different board.
Cause I was saying, unless anyone else was interested, I was okay with Tanya being vice chair, but she's not here.
We got to go in order.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I nominate Stephen Chisholm.
Hold on,
as the chair.
wait a minute.
Second the motion.
We're at the since we hear no objections, we're at election of chairperson. The floor is now open for nominations for the office of chairperson.
Like Stephen Chisholm as
Support.
chair.
Support.
For planning commission.
Shit, it's double support. They got the votes, right?
They counted them before we got here. Are there any other nominations for chairperson? If there are no further nominations, nominations are closed. The chair will entertain a motion to elect Stephen Chisholm by unanimous consent.
I knew you would win this
Oh,
one.
wait, somebody's got to move it.
Oh,
I'm
so
so
moved.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Stephen Chisholm is elected chairperson. Congratulations.
10th year in a row.
We're down to election of vice chairperson. We will now open nominations for the office of vice chairperson. The
Well,
floor is open for nominations.
I like said I like to nominate Tanya Williams as vice chair, but she's not here to accept, so I don't know how that works.
Did anybody talk to her?
She is stuck in Detroit on an emergency.
Text her.
Emergency what?
I'm about to say, hold on.
Can you text her?
Yeah, right.
She's emergency property management problem.
Oh.
So I can call her.
Call her, text her, see if she'll accept.
Yeah. You say she accept via text.
Okay, I'm sorry. You nominated her?
I nominated her.
Okay.
And I second the nomination.
Good evening, Commissioner Williams. We are down to the election of vice chairperson, and you have been nominated by Commissioner Ashley Williams. Do you accept?
Yay.
Alrighty, she is accepted. Thank you very much. We will continue forward with the meeting.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Bye. The nomination has been accepted. Are there any other nominations for vice chairperson? Hearing none, the nominations are closed. So the floor is open for a motion to elect the vice chairperson. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there, it's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We're down to election of recording secretary. The floor is now open for nominations for the office of recording secretary.
Make a motion that, Ashley Williams.
I make a motion that Commissioner Hayes Bradford.
Well, first, all right, so we have one nomination.
Here to serve.
And we have a second nomination.
Gonna support my motion. Okay.
Alrighty.
I do not want to be recording secretary anymore. I do not. I love you guys. Can we give it up to someone else for this year?
You sound like you have no faith in the leadership.
I
I honestly don't have the bandwidth. I'm doing too many things.
Well, you almost done with the zoning, so you got a little time on your hands.
that is not true. That is a false truth, sir. No, guys, I'm genuine. I really don't want it.
This is the same conversation we had the first time.
This is kind. I
like
didn't want
deja
it
vu.
last time. It is deja vu.
Yeah.
So, who else we got? Can we table the recorders? It has to happen today.
I mean, the persons you have left that are in absentia right now are Daryl Davis and Tavan Hall.
No, can we nominate?
They don't come to enough meetings.
I'm gonna say Commissioner Willis.
So, makachote to watch it, no way.
now he doesn't speak English.
That's
You
messed
know.
up. I nominate Ashley Williams against her will.
I second that motion.
Let's force her to do it.
We got a formal one, then another one.
Tell you what, dinner on me.
If you do it. White Castle.
Then no.
He's Ruth Chris.
Make it appealing.
Goodness, I'm really just wholeheartedly not interested in being recording secretary. I don't know what else to say.
It's normal.
Don't start looking like a deer in the headlights.
What did the secretary do for planning?
Nothing.
And that they'll send you an email, you read over the minutes, you sign off on them.
I'm secretary for ZBA, so I can do it. I'll do it.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay, we nominate.
Savior.
So formally for the
We have to return down, or we have.
that's what I was gonna say. Formally,
So I formally turn it down. Is that good enough to say? Decline?
Team player.
Bruce Chris.
All right.
so she declined the nominations. Alrighty, so the nomination on the floor is Commissioner Norman McDaniels for recorded secretary.
Second that motion.
Who moved it?
I thought you just.
Did he?
The mayor moved it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Mayor Nolan moved it. Commissioner Hayes Bradford seconded it. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the floor is closed for nominations for recorded secretary. Now we have to take a formal vote. Floor is open for a motion to elect Norman McDaniel as the recorded secretary for the Planning Commission.
So move.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations to the newly elected officers. This term will begin immediately, so our next Planning Commission meeting, which will be March, and continue through the end of this year in accordance with the Commission's bylaws. That concludes the elections of officers. We're down to item number 10, miscellaneous.
Actually, just related to the ordinance. Can I put it here?
Yep, go right ahead.
one thing that I also wanted to mention is that there will be amendments, there usually are, but one of the main amendments coming up is the pre-approved site plans. So that's something that we do want to implement to help with redevelopment, especially when it comes to housing. So Michigan Economic Development Corporation, or MEDC, does have a toolkit that we can adopt and look through. And of course, as a city and as a body, we can look through what those permits look like and decide what's acceptable to us. Or look at other resources. It doesn't just have to be MEDC, but that is something that we want to do to help with encouraging redevelopment and identifying certain housing types and plans, especially because we're introducing some like duplexes, right? Some that we can already have administratively so that it can make the process faster. Right? Because if they're already pre-approved by us, then people can choose to just accept one of those, and the site approved process or planning process will go hopefully a lot faster. So that's it. I wanted to add to that. So expect that. So I'm not exactly done with the ordinance. Almost. We got some other things coming up. That's it for me.
Alrighty. Anybody else for miscellaneous? Already hearing, I guess I'll just throw this under there. I forgot about it. This really doesn't pertain to that's just miscellaneous. The city of Romulus is hosting an event right now pertaining to some disagreements that they're having with the entity that is coming to their community. So I just wanted to,
Are you being coy?
well, I can say it.
Ice facility.
They got the signs out there to say F ICE and all that stuff. So the facility that is there on Cogswell, the detention center, they're protesting it right now. So the news stations and everybody are out there. We had got invites to be there, but we already had our planning commission meeting scheduled. And of course, we missed our last one. So unfortunately, we couldn't be there at this particular time. But I just wanted to let you all know that and show the mirror that I wasn't being coy. I was being politically correct. But yeah, just in case you all are interested or know anybody, they're out there right now.
Gotcha.
And let's go down to item number. So we're done with miscellaneous. And let's go down to item number 11, second hearing of the public for items not scheduled for a public hearing or on the agenda. If there is anyone from the general public who wishes to speak at this time, feel free to approach the podium and address this body. Hearing and seeing no movement, we're down to item number 12, adjournment.
I have a couple questions before we adjourn.
Oh, go right ahead.
What is the status of that project that was for those homes over there by St. Clement's Church? You know, when they came before us?
The apartments right behind it. Mr. Dowdell, do you have any status on those? I know they have been renovating them heavily. They have it lit up like it's very bright over there now at night.
Oh, is it?
That in conjunction with the light that's in our parking lot. Before it would be just dark. Now it's really lit up.
So they're moving forward with that project?
I haven't heard anything else from it. I haven't checked with the building department, so I don't know what they've done or haven't done.
Yeah, we've seen them do and work outside. Well, at one point in time, and then inside because they had did repairs to the parking lot and whatnot. They were blacktopping over there, but they've primarily been inside. I'm not there during the day to see exactly what they're doing, but you can see improvements visually from the outside.
Okay. I guess we need to drive around here and go look, right? I'm
Yeah.
just interested in seeing that
Seeing it reopen and functioning and active. Yeah,
homes, homes for Inkster.
absolutely.
And the other question is, what's the status of that coffee shop on Michigan Avenue? I see that there's been a lot of activity there.
We just finished, I think, our final inspection. They passed, so as far as the city's concerned, they're cleared. But it took him so long to do the building. I think his contract with Bixby expired, so he's trying to basically I don't know. He wants to keep them in play, and he still wants to be at Bixby because he paid X number of dollars for the franchise, but he didn't build the building fast enough in violation of the contract. So he's trying to get that resolved with them, and I guess he'll move forward. After that's resolved.
Okay.
It's taken him a long time.
Yes, yes. But telling people we're having a coffee shop, and they're like, where?
Yeah, has it been 18 months, 2
Oh, it's been-
years?
it's been-
It's been a while.
Okay,
He
well,
started that a long time.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's cleaned up around there, cause
Yeah, it looks clean though. It looks.
disarray for a long time.
Mhm.
Okay, that was my two questions.
Okay. Anybody else? Hearing none, we're down to adjournment. The floor is open for a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Bye.
All opposed? Motion passes. This meeting is now adjourned at 7:13 PM.
Great meeting.
Efficient.
Thank you.